Hello, and thanks for joining us at Ignite. If there's one thing we know, it's that hybrid work is here to stay. But the big question is, what will the next decade of work look like? How will you prepare? As big as the changes over the past 20 months have been, it's just the beginning. The established patterns of work we've relied on for years are undergoing monumental changes that will completely redefine work. Nearly every human interaction now involves a digital touchpoint. Asynchronous communication is the new norm. Meetings transcend time and space. The promise of AI is being realized, amplifying human ingenuity in ways that feel like magic. To thrive in this new world, every organization needs a digital fabric that binds the organization together with secure communication, collaboration, and creation. This digital fabric enables flexibility and strengthens connections from people to teams, employees to managers. It makes weak ties stronger and connects people to mission and culture. It seamlessly weaves together data, automation, and AI, all in the flow of work. It includes every type of worker, information workers, frontline workers, and flex workers, and every function, from HR to sales to marketing and customer support. And it extends beyond organizational boundaries to include customers and partners. Alive and enlightened with AI, this digital fabric is a competitive advantage for every company, enabling people to be tightly interconnected, to communicate, collaborate, create, and innovate in new ways, all in the flow of work. The Microsoft Cloud is the only cloud that can empower everyone in this new era. And at the center of it all is Teams. Today, we'll show you how we're innovating across this digital fabric to enable every person to have the greatest impact. We'll show you new apps that in 1 year will be just as integrated into your daily workflow as Teams is now. Let's jump in. People are turning to Windows PCs more than ever to stay connected, productive, and secure. And Windows 11 is the best OS for hybrid work. It's the most productive, collaborative, and secure Windows ever. It's easy to deploy, giving you the value of an upgrade with the effort of an update. And it can be managed with the infrastructure you have today. With Windows 365, we created an entirely new category, the Cloud PC. Windows 365 takes the operating system to the cloud, so your full Windows experience, all your apps, content, and settings can now be streamed from the cloud to any device. And we mean any device: a PC, iPad, Mac, Android, even Linux. Our new managed desktop service simplifies the update and patch management process. With PixelSense displays, the newest pen technology, premium mics and cameras, and versatile form factors, Surface devices take Windows innovation to the next level. For years, the established patterns of work were clear, but overnight, everything changed. Microsoft Office is changing too. Word, Excel, and PowerPoint aren't going anywhere. In fact, they're better than ever, with Teams integration and cloud-powered AI. But we're going further. We're completely reimagining Office to go beyond the traditional confines of a document, spreadsheet, or presentation, spilling over to entirely new mediums. Just like Teams has transformed collaboration and productivity, Microsoft Loop is the next big breakthrough in Microsoft 365. Loop is a new app for a communications-first and AI-first world. We're composing content, comments, chats, reactions, and live business process data together in a new collaborative canvas. And we're reimagining how anyone can contribute directly in the flow of their work, whether from a chat, email, meeting, or document. Loop is a whole new way to work together. Loop lets you think, plan, and create together like you've never been able to before. Let's take a closer look.
Loop consists of 3 core elements: Loop workspaces, Loop pages, and Loop components. Loop workspaces are shared spaces that allow you and your team to see and group everything important to your project. Add Office docs, notebooks, files, links, whiteboards, or anything else related to your project. Loop pages are flexible canvases that grow to match the size of your ideas. Pages put the focus on your work, bringing together powerful tools that adapt to meet the needs of your project. Every Loop page can feature Loop components. These atomic units of productivity allow the team to pull in live business records, track tasks, or capture progress. But it's not just about content, it's also about connecting with people. Loop always keeps you and your team in sync. You can brainstorm, create, and build on each other's work. You can react to each other's ideas, express your thoughts, and celebrate your achievements together. These capabilities aren't limited to your Loop app. With Loop components, you can bring any part of your workspace into Teams, emails and Outlook, or whatever app your team is using in the moment.
So that's Microsoft Loop, where teams can think, plan, and create together. The promise of AI has always been about augmenting human capability in ways that feel like magic. Today, it's becoming reality. New predictive capabilities across Microsoft 365 will change the way you work and do the work for you. ContextIQ turns insights into action, harnessing the power of the Microsoft Graph to glean insights about your work throughout the day, then predicting, seeking, and suggesting information you need right when you need it, at the point of action. ContextIQ breaks down barriers between collaboration and business processes, not just in Teams, but everywhere across Microsoft 365. Let's take a look at the magic of ContextIQ in Editor.
Historically, Editor corrected grammar, spelling, and made suggestions as you typed, helping autocomplete sentences. ContextIQ takes Editor to a whole other level. Instead of searching for a file, Editor with ContextIQ recommends the most relevant files directly in your workflow. No more switching apps, then manually copying and pasting links into your email. For app mention, it uses logic to recommend the right people, saving you from searching or accidentally including the wrong Mona Kane. Need to schedule a meeting? Editor with ContextIQ will recommend times everyone is available, saving you from switching apps and manually conducting a calendar search.
This is just the beginning of what ContextIQ can do for you in the flow of work. Creators are everywhere in your company. You need to empower them with new tools to fuel innovation. Creation takes many forms, and videos become pervasive as creators seek new dynamic ways to bring content to life. Our acquisition of Clipchamp brings new video editing capabilities to the Office suite. Clipchamp's intuitive interface and rich content library helps anyone create polished, professional-looking videos in minutes. Now let's shift gears. Hybrid work requires a boundaryless digital ecosystem, one where trust between different parties is established in real time. That's why we're building the identity system of the future, a connective network that enables people, organizations, apps, and even smart things to make real-time access decisions. It all starts with Azure AD, which now extends beyond securing and managing access to defining customer business processes across all kinds of external collaboration. And that's what makes Teams Connect possible.
Teams Connect enables people to work together seamlessly as one extended team across companies. Your external shared channels show up alongside your other channels in one single view. From a shared channel, you can easily invite a person or a team. This establishes a secure and trusted collaboration environment in seconds. We're immediately able to chat, meet, share files, and work together on documents, as if we're in the same company. It even lets you directly @mention someone outside your org from within a document.
Teams Connect will be in public preview in the first quarter of 2022. The world has shifted to hybrid events. Microsoft Teams now offers capabilities that enable you to deliver engaging and memorable events and webinars, all within Teams.
Our new webinar capabilities provide rich experiences for presenters and attendees, including a virtual green room for presenters to prep and interact backstage before going live, a new structured Q&A experience for better audience engagement, and a curated attendee experience to ensure that attendees only see shared content and guests that are invited to speak.
We're helping every organization drive the next level of productivity with collaborative applications that bring business process directly into the flow of work in teams. These new collab apps bring frontline and information workers together and closer to the customer, automating workflows and improving business outcomes. ISVs can make their own collaborative apps in two ways. The first is to bring your own apps and tools into Teams, and the second is taking Teams into your business systems. Today, we're going to focus on the first. Earlier, we introduced Microsoft Loop and Editor with ContextIQ. Individually, each of these new experiences are powerful, but when combined, a whole new level of productivity is unlocked.
Here, a sales team is working to close a customer opportunity. As they discuss the customer in Teams chat, Editor with ContextIQ suggests related Loop components for the Dynamics 365 sales opportunity record for Alpine Ski House, as well as components from third parties, such as Jira, Zoho, and SAP. The team inserts the Dynamics 365 opportunity record. Notice how seamlessly it pulls all the customer content from Dynamics 365 into chat. Let me pause for a moment. Your business data just showed up right within the flow of work. That may have seemed like magic, but this is the real power of AI. If they need to make an update like the estimated revenue or the status, they can do that right here. And as this Loop component is always live and up to date, those changes are directly reflected in the Dynamics 365 record, maintaining a single source of truth that keeps everyone in sync. With Loop components, your data is always safe. Only those with proper access permissions will see the content. If we switch to the sales rep view, who spends most of their time in Dynamics 365, we can see a notification that a few fields have been modified, and they'll see the updates to the estimated revenue and status. Now let's see how the sales team can leverage Editor with ContextIQ and Microsoft Loop in Outlook. The team needs to send an email summary to the account team that includes proof of customer credit, which they can pull in with a Loop component directly from SAP. This cuts out a lot of manual steps to copy information between apps. And the information in the Loop component is always kept up to date, even after they've sent the email. And just like in Teams chat, the Dynamics 365 opportunity record can be added with the help of Editor into an email in Outlook. Regardless of whether you're in Teams or in Outlook, Editor's predictive suggestions ensure the content that you need is right at your fingertips, delivering insights at the point you're taking action, saving valuable time. From here, the sales team can also view all the places where this Loop component has been shared. This Loop component can easily be connected to one of their workspaces in the Loop app. This enables them to aggregate Loop components and any other content related to the project, as well as pull in additional people to ideate, create, and track important tasks together. Everyone can edit these Loop components in the flow of their work, whether it's in the Loop app, in Outlook, in Word, in Teams, and even on the go with Teams Mobile.
Thanks, Marissa. By weaving AI into the digital fabric of your organization, we're delivering on the promise of what AI can do. Partners like ServiceNow, SAP, Atlassian, and Monday.com are all building collaborative apps in Teams. ServiceNow is integrating the ability to join a Teams meeting right from their collaborative app. IT, HR, and workplace services teams can quickly initiate meetings and pull in relevant stakeholders for incident management directly in Teams. Embedding case and incident details directly in Teams simplifies service management, boosts collaboration, and enables rapid response to critical issues. That's the digital fabric coming to life. Teams is the new front end for every organization. With the launch of our all-in-one digital contact solution, we're bringing together traditional contact center, unified communications, and customer service capabilities into a single integrated SaaS solution. And it's all powered by Dynamics 365 Customer Service and Microsoft Teams. With Contact Center and Teams, you get chat and voice connectivity, extensibility with other business applications, and intelligence embedded at every step of the customer service experience. The vast majority of meeting rooms today just aren't optimized for a hybrid work world. We know people want both flexible work options and in-person collaboration. So physical space will still be important, and every organization will need to rethink it for flexibility. Let's recap how we're innovating in Teams to bring everyone into the room.
We'll start with Front Row, where life-size remote attendees are face-to-face with people in the room. Dynamic View automatically optimizes video participants and shared content. Intelligent cameras help isolate people in the room into individual video feeds. Intelligent speakers use voice recognition to ensure all meetings are inclusive and engaging. Hot desking on Teams displays lets employees reserve a flexible shared space and use it as a standalone meeting device. PowerPoint Live comes with new accessibility features that enable you to reach a wider audience. And finally, Cameo lets you integrate your video feed directly in PowerPoint to better connect with your audience as you present.
As computing becomes embedded in the real world is being embedded in computing. That's Mesh, the metaverse. As we look to the future, this metaverse will be every bit as foundational to our lived experiences as the internet is today. We're taking that experience and building Mesh right into Teams. I'd like to give you a sneak preview of how it's recreating a lot of what we value from being together at work and how it's extending productivity beyond what was previously possible. How you show up in an immersive space is still you. How you project yourself really matters. So we're giving you control to customize your avatar to embody your preferred look and style. These avatars are powered by AI to imitate subtle movements and gestures based on voice and tone. They also animate according to your live reactions in Teams. Avatars within immersive spaces enable people to bring their physical presence into the conversation when they don't have their camera turned on. Let's look at the immersive space we created with Accenture, with lobbies, welcome areas, meeting rooms, the works. The freedom to explore these spaces really gives you the feeling of being together, the opportunity to have those spontaneous connections. Just look at how everyone in the space is socializing and connecting with each other. One unique benefit of Mesh immersive spaces that you can't experience in the physical world is the integrated transcription and translation of conversations. For example, for people with hearing difficulties, conversations can be read via live transcriptions. Additionally, thanks to Azure Cognitive Services, I can simply read what they're saying without a translator. It's all about inclusivity and accessibility. We're also bringing Microsoft 365 apps into the Mesh experience. So I can walk into a space with a digital whiteboard and feel as if I'm there together with colleagues as we brainstorm on a digital canvas. With Microsoft 365 integration, users can seamlessly access content, files, or documents via OneDrive, which you can then edit, annotate, or share with others. You can even use 3D objects and interact with them as you would in the real world. All these Mesh experiences in Teams will be supported on PC, mobile, and a variety of mixed reality headsets coming to users in the first half of 2022. In a hybrid work world, the digital employee experience is the employee experience. This is critical for organizations to attract, retain, and develop the best and most diverse talent. That's where Microsoft Viva comes in. Viva builds on top of Teams so people can find everything they need right in the flow of work. Viva has 4 modules: connections, insights, learning, and topics, all designed to connect employees to just-in-time information and resources that can help them do their best work. And with our acquisition of Ally, we're adding a 5th module focused on connecting work to strategic objectives. Now let's take a closer look at Viva Insights.
As organizations adapt to collaboration in a hybrid world, they'll be able to use Viva Insights to make meetings more effective. Users will see how consistently they're following meetings best practices, like starting meetings on time and including an agenda. This information will be private, like all personal insights in Viva. Only the meeting organizer will see their meeting effectiveness data. Users can also create a shared meeting plan so their team can follow the same meeting norms. With only a few clicks within the Viva Insights app, select the meeting practice and team members to share the plan with. Viva Insights will also help users understand how they're spending their own meeting time to evaluate how that matches up with goals. For example, users will see what proportion of meeting time they spend with customers and other people outside the company, as well as with their own team. Soon, managers and team leads will have help staying connected with their teams through intelligent reminders to do things like schedule one-on-one time and respond to unanswered mentions in documents or chats. Insights for managers and team leads can also help set team norms, like designating specific no meeting days to give people a chance to catch up on focused work. And managers will be able to recognize the team's accomplishments more easily, simply by using the Send Praise feature. These actionable insights enable organizations to keep employees engaged and connected and prioritize well-being. Companies like PayPal and Unilever use Viva Insights to measurably improve employee well-being and productivity.
Thanks, Marissa. There are more than 2 billion frontline workers around the world, and we're building tools to empower them all. It's important to connect frontline workers to leaders, whether it's a video from the CEO or simply to seek feedback. Viva Connections Mobile makes this connected relationship easier and more inclusive. Frontline workers can easily access their shift, clock in or out, and manage checklists to perform their tasks. They can also communicate with the manager on duty through shift-aware tags. Since Teams is a platform, businesses can bring in the right line of business apps, create their own low-code apps for frontline workers, or use templates right within Teams. Frontline workers have different needs, so we support both bring your own device and shared device scenarios through investments in Microsoft Endpoint Manager to ensure security and privacy. One company that's really embraced the idea of flexibility is outdoor sporting goods retailer REI. Back in 2016, REI announced plans for a brand new headquarters. Construction began in 2018 with plans for all corporate employees to move into the new offices in mid-2020. Then the pandemic hit, and they saw an opportunity to rethink their approach to space. So they sold their new campus and adopted a more flexible model with small satellite offices scattered around the city. Let's hear how it's going. I'm here with Chris Puder, the Executive Vice President of Technology and Operations here at REI, one of my favorite companies. Chris, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. You guys have an incredible story because at the beginning of the pandemic, you had constructed a brand new, beautiful campus, but changed plans. Can you tell us about that?
We stepped back and re-examined everything. Selling our campus gave us a chance to start with a clean slate and look at what we wanted to create for a hybrid way of working. We needed to create an inclusive environment where everyone could feel heard, seen, and have a sense of belonging. So we've created a network of spaces and places, virtual and physical, where they can come to do what needs to be done.
That's an amazing difference from a centralized campus. Well, I'd imagine technology was really important in this transformation.
Technology enablement was critical, and we are using Teams. We've deployed it both at our headquarters for about 1,400 employees and our stores. So we have 15,000 people on Teams, so we can have much more fluid conversations across the co-op now. And it's been quite an unlock for us. First, it's an unlock just for the stores when they're talking with each other across the nation. The second is really that conversation between the stores and headquarters employees is much richer now.
One of my favorite things about REI is I get to go into the store and meet with your green vests. But I understand now that you are starting to use Teams specifically to kind of allow the green vest to go beyond the store.
Once the store teams started using Teams, they realized how powerful it was. And they now use it for virtual appointments.
My name is Taylor, and I'll be your virtual outfitter today.
In our business, it's about expertise, right?
Yeah.
So say you want to buy a bike, but it's the first bike you're buying for your child. You could schedule a consultation with a green vest who's going to talk you through that and have that same exchange that you would in a store.
How do you think about going forward?
We've done a lot of learning. We're in version 1, I'd call it. We are definitely going forward with our hybrid work model. Similarly with the virtual outfitting, the feedback is really positive, both from our green vest and our customers. So that's something we'll continue forward, and we'll evolve it like every other experience that we have.
I hope you can see how this digital fabric is beginning to take shape and the ways it will unlock communication, collaboration, creation, and innovation for every type of worker, from information workers to frontline workers, and from employees to managers, across every function, from HR to sales to marketing to customer service, and from inside your organization to outside your organization. You can see how we're making the promise of AI real today across the Microsoft Cloud to help you get work done by doing the work for you. A year from now, ContextIQ, Microsoft Loop, and Mesh will be as core to work as Teams is today. Thank you.